Hey, what's going on, guys? gdoggcasey here, bringing you some more Final Fantasy XIV Let's Play videos. Let's go ahead and get started picking up this quest here. This is going to be an exciting episode because it's going to contain the final of the little trio of dungeons that you are introduced to here. So we're going to get to the last one here. So, you're not averse to taking a little trip? Wonderful. As I mentioned earlier, the request comes to us from the Adventurers Guild in Ul'dah. Once you arrive, seek out Momodi, the proprietress of the Quicksand. Think of her as the Sultanate's version of myself. Chances are she'll send you into the midst of danger, but I have every confidence that you will pull through unscathed. Now, off you go, wee guy, and good luck. Okay, so we can go ahead and start teleporting over to Ul'dah. And we'll get started. Yeah, so like I said, I've been mentioning how, you know, the game sort of introduces you to dungeons 3 at a time at the beginning. So you do the first one, and they're like, okay, did that one, now here's another one, and then there's a third one as well. And then after the third one, I believe we're going to start doing some more actual questing, much like we were, you know, closer to the beginning of the series. I think, anyway. It's been a while since I've gone through the main story quest, so I don't remember everything 100%, but I am pretty confident that it goes that way. There's a whole bunch of quests around here. A complete game changer. Like, I don't know about all of these. I know some of them are going to be important. Go be a thaumaturge if we want. Definitely something I'm considering. Alright. Here's Momodi. Welcome to the Quicksand, friend. I'm a tad busy right now, if you wouldn't mind showing yourself too. Judging by your determined expression, I take it you ain't here for ale. Are you called Wee Guy Crown by any chance? Mune sent word that you'd be reporting for duty. She also made a point of calling you the adventurer of the moment. That ain't no small praise coming from her. But you didn't come all the way to listen to my prattle. Doubtless you're eager to get started, so let's talk business, shall we? Yeah, sure, give me that money. Into a copper hell. The petitioner ought to be arriving any moment now. Gods almighty. Oh, it's Papashan. Another second under the sun and I would have been set afire. A tankard of ale if you'd be so kind. This guy's kind of noteworthy if you started in Ul'dah. Excellent timing, Papashan. It just so happens the adventurer who will be handling your petition is here. So, this strapping young lad is a much-lauded adventurer, is he? Marvelous, marvelous. A pleasure to make your acquaintance, good sir. I am Papashan, formerly of the Sultan Sworn. I thank you for agreeing to lend us your aid. Mayhap you'd apprise Wee Guy of his mission. Yes, of course. The petition in question was submitted by an acquaintance of mine at Amagina and Sons Mineral Concern. It relates to an unfortunate development at Copperbell Mines. To be plain, giants have seized control of the place. These giants are of a clan known as the Hecatoncheires, I think. Fearsome creatures who were sealed within the deepest depths of the mines during the bygone Thorn Dynasty. Alas, it seems they've managed to break through the layer of rock which served to imprison them, and now prowl the tunnels where the miners ply their trade. The creatures are justifiably angry about their treatment at the hands of our ancestors, and their presence has forced the suspension of all mining activities on the site. It's no wonder they're angry. Didn't the Thorn Dynasty come to an end over 300 years ago? You know your history well, milady. The people of that age used the Hecatoncheires to work their mines. By way of enchanted helms, they were able to bind the ferocious creatures to their will. But as is oft the way in such tales, these enchantments eventually failed, and the slaves rose up against their masters. In a desperate bid to contain the unbridled fury of the Hecatoncheires, our ancestors induced the collapse of the mine's lowermost levels. So it was that the great giant revolt was ended, buried beneath 100,000 tons of rocks. Well now, that's got me thinking. I seem to recall there being an article about Copperbell in the Mithril Eye a fortnight or so ago. It said the mines were being reopened so as to meet the rising demand for building materials. Like as not, our boys dug a bit too deep and freed the giants. Gods, to think the poor creatures are still alive and kicking after 3 centuries. That's a long time to nurse a grudge. They must be seething. Indeed, and that makes them a danger to us all. There will be no mining at Copperbell so long as they remain. For the sake of both peace and prosperity, they must be subdued. This is the task which we would have you undertake. I'll not deny that the mission will be rife with danger, but our need is great, and so I beg you, put an end to this sorry business. Yeah, sure, giants are no problem. God bless you. I fear you might have reservations, but I assure you it is for the best. In case you don't know, the Copperbell mines are in western Thanalan. Do take care, you hear? One last thing before you depart. An employee of Amagina and Sons is presently at the quicksand. The fellow's name is Painted Mesa, and he knows Copperbell mines well. It may behoove you to seek his counsel. He's in the quicksand right now. Alright, well, let's find him. Oh, there he is. Painted Mesa. Looking for Painted Mesa? You found him. So you're the adventurer who's volunteered to deal with the mess down in Copperbell, are you? You've got guts, mate. I just hope you've got skills to go with them. Because things ain't pretty down there. The Hekon 10 cherries have left the place in a right state, and nary a week after mining resumed. I don't know if you know this, but Copperbell was old when the second Ul dynasty was still young, and it was abandoned centuries ago. If it hadn't been for the shortage of materials needed for the rebuilding effort, the concern would never have thought to reopen it. We know full well about the giants beforehand, or we knew full well about the giants beforehand, but the project went ahead anyway. I mean, nothing could possibly survive being buried under mountains of rock for 3 centuries, right? Wrong. Our miners dug up more than they bargained for. One swing of the pickaxe too many, and they found themselves in a company of giants. Unless we can subdue them, the nation's glorious recovery will grind to a halt for want of aught to build with. The stone torches are keeping watch over the entrance in case the giants fancy some sunlight and fresh air. One of them will be able to show you the way in. The hope of the nation's resting on you, friend. Best of luck. Okay. Alright, so there's a lot of exposition there. Western Thanalan. I have not been here yet, so we can get into Western Thanalan from Ul'dah, though. I believe. There's Central, there's Western. Okay, good. We'll just have to leave out that gate and we'll be fine. So we'll be walking, and when we get over there, we'll look for the crystal as well. So we can attune to it, then we can just teleport there in the future. Ul'dah is a pretty beautiful city. I really like this place. Honestly, I like almost every location in this game, though, so I guess it's not a huge deal. A complete game changer. I'm interested in that quest. There's one we will look into later. I don't know, maybe I don't even have to be interested in it, but it just seems like it might be important. I keep mentioning about, like, level 15 quests. But now it seems like there was an update that made all, like, the kind of important quests, they turned them blue. So, that's what's kind of keeping me... Oh, I ran past the gate. Off we go to Western Thanalan. Have we even been anywhere in Thanalan? If we haven't been out here, then I'm thinking probably not. I can't remember now. I'm not sure. I don't think we've ever been here. The crystal is over in Horizon, and that's where the quest is. So yeah, we'll definitely go to Horizon. We'll sprint on over there. Get a look at Thanalan. It's a beautiful day out. Thanalan is kind of like the desert area. So it doesn't, it looks a little different than Gridania. A few more mountains. They have giant turtles instead of giant trees. Cactars are out here, which are pretty cool. These are all very low, very low level quests that we do not need to pick up. Just running through, just for the fun of it. Sprint on over here. Hammer Leia. Yeah, this was my first area. When I first started the game, of course I made a gladiator. And we started here. So this is, the first area that I ever actually explored when playing this game. I looked at my Steam profile. It shows that I have like 650 something hours in this game. That is ridiculous. It's easily like 6 times more hours than I have in like any other game. Granted, a lot of that is me... I have a nasty habit of like leaving the game on, and then now that my computer's in a different room, you know, sometimes I might leave the game on and then just totally forget about it, and it'll start racking up the hours, so... I've been better with that recently. It's been quite a while since I've actually done that, but yeah, a good chunk of those hours is just me leaving the game on overnight. Alright, so here's the crystal. There's a bunch of quests here as well, but they're all a little bit low for us. But attuning to this crystal, this is going to be one of those crystals that we teleport to more than any. Probably going to be in the near future, actually. That's kind of my guess, is that we'll be coming here a lot more in the near future. We'll unlock the Chocobo Porter. And then we can finally head off to the Copperbell mines, which are just right around the corner here. Some classic Final Fantasy creatures here. This guy's riding a behemoth, and there are bombs around the place. I'm not sure if Coblins are classic creatures or not. I can't recall off the top of my head. There's been an incident inside Copperbell Mines. We are here to ensure that its effects are contained, but for your own safety, I suggest you stay well away from here. What? You're the adventurer who's volunteered to quell the Hecontencheries? I didn't think that Papa Shan would be able to find someone so quickly, if at all. The Giants are content to wreak havoc inside the mines for now, but it's only a matter of time before they think to come outside. The sooner you see to them, the better. Make ready as best you can and enter at will. Alright. So we can actually queue up now for the Copperbell mines. Not by pressing that button, but this one. And we'll join up. So I'm not sure how long we're going to have to wait. 18 minutes. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut the episode here, and I'll come back to you guys once we actually queue up. And in the meantime, I'm probably just going to run around and do some of these cheap little fates here to try to finish off my challenge log. For fates, at least. Maybe I'll even be able to get 5 of them done in the meantime. Okay, anyway, I'll see you guys there. Alright, here we are in the Copperbell mines. There's a bit of a longer wait today than I really wanted it to be, but that's okay. I got really lazy. I told you guys I was going to do fates and stuff. I looked around the map, there was no fates around, so I just alt-tabbed and watched YouTube videos for a while. But that's okay. We will go ahead and get started on the Copperbell mines. It's a pretty fun dungeon. Nothing too special about it. There's a couple interesting boss mechanics, though, so we'll definitely be able to have a look at some of that. Alright, who are we hitting? Who are we hitting? This guy. Go ahead and get some extra DPS right off the bat using our Life Surge to get an extra crit. What is even happening here? Alright. He's dead. Next up, this one. Who do we got? We got a Marauder tank. So that's pretty interesting. Like to see how they handle things. Just coming from, like, you know, I've done so many dungeons as the Paladin that when I see other tanks and watch how they handle things, it's interesting. Because I actually don't really... I mean, I know it's pretty similar, but it's not actually the same, so... Yeah, I picked up the key. You can open the door. Dat boy. That was a meme that came out that I just totally missed. The Dat boy meme. But it is pretty funny. This guy's dancing. Okay. Whatever. Let's go. I can't meme up the dungeon. Alright. So, at least when we see who he hits first, that's a simple choice. Hoping that he sticks on this guy, which it looks like he will. So we got a lot of, like, Ulda-related enemies here. Like the Spriggans, and there might be some other types. Let's go with you. Just another instance, or some more proof here that when you don't mark your targets, it can get a little bit hectic. Again, like, I totally understand. It's a beginner dungeon. It's the 3rd beginner dungeon. So, you know, you don't expect everybody to have the marking hotkeys on their bar or anything like that. And it's not that we're not going to be able to... Rude-ass interrupting level up music. It's not like we're not going to be able to get through the dungeon because he's not marking. So, it will be fine, but... You can see that the DPS gets spread out, and the more spread out the DPS gets, the longer it's going to take to finish a group. And marking your targets just kind of helps negate that a little bit. It's not perfect. Even when you do mark your targets, you'll still find people who are just hitting the other guy. Ah, that boy is disconnecting. He's actually our healer. Oh god, don't do this to me. I'm recording a video. We can't have interruptions. Okay, this tank is going to be skipping that room. Oh, that boy's back. Perfect. Yeah, he just told us he's lagging. So he might end up DCing at some point. And then we'll have to wait for a healer. So these are the Heikanton shares. Heikanton shares. Fuck. Like, why? Why can't it just be called like a giant stone hauler? I'd be happier with that. Just checking on that boy, just making sure he's healing. So this tank looks like he's going to be skipping all the extra rooms, so we should be able to get through this dungeon relatively quickly. The only thing we're really missing out on is a few potions, maybe a few ethers, and then occasionally you will get a piece of gear in a chest, which can be nice, but I don't really care too much. Our gear now that we've gone through the DPS training and we were given, you know, most of that gear, plus we bought that chest piece that is just so much better than everything else I'm finding. Honestly, it's gonna be fine. Like, we don't really need... Like, we'll get our upgrades when we do our class quests and shit like that, which we're actually gonna have to do soon. Because like I said, I'm gonna be close to level 25 by the time I'm doing my level 20 class quests, but not really. We'll actually do that in the next episode, I think. Started off by catching up on our class quests, and then we'll get back into the story. So he's not going to go that way. I'm guessing he's going to want to go this way, yeah. Let's start with him. But so far, I mean, the group has been pretty good. The tank is not doing too bad. He's holding threat. And that's all that really matters. As long as the healer doesn't lag out, we'll be totally fine. Easy stuff. If there was one thing that I wished, it would be that the dungeons were a little bit harder. But that being said, they definitely get tough later on in the game. So we pulled someone. We're just going to run over by the tank, make sure that he can easily pull the threat off of us. And there we go. Easy as that. A lot of people, when they pull threat, they might panic and run away. That's the worst thing you can do, because then the tank has to chase you around too, and you can really screw up the dynamic of the group if you do that. So when you pull threat, just go as close to the tank as you can. let him pull the guy off you. It's that simple. See, I just did it again, but I mean that's to be expected. This pull is normally gonna have all three of these enemies in it anyway. So okay, there we go. Killed one. Get our damage buff back. I'm gonna receive a heal here. So I took a tiny bit of damage from that pull. That pull. Alright, let's go ahead and get our damage buff back and jump on this guy. Screwing up my combo here. I keep hitting number 3 by mistake. There we go. And then we'll give him the good old number 4 at the end here. Boom, impulse drive. So yeah, this dungeon's all about going into the Copperbell mines and just getting deeper and deeper. We're trying to stop the giant threat. So, to stop it, we need to go down and kill the giant boss. Alright, let's get on this guy here, help out. Yeah, that probably wasn't needed. Might have been a mistake for me. This tank is capable. It's not like he's bad. Just because he's not marking doesn't mean he's not a good tank. I saw him throw his axe to try to get threat. That's enough for me to realize that he knows what he's doing. We'll pick up this fire sand. We're going to need it to blow open a few walls here from time to time. But yeah, I was mentioning the difficulty. Like, I love the dungeons that are, like, hard. You know, that have you just bouncing all over the place. You need to always be on the move and everything like that. I love that kind of stuff. So, looking forward to putting ourselves in that situation later on in the game. And it'll be awesome from a learning perspective because... Oh, we gotta get this fire sand up here. You know, because I'll be a DPS. So when you're DPS... You know, you have the least amount of responsibility on you to make sure you're doing the right thing. You just basically want to keep yourself alive. At least that's my idea of it right now. Okay, so this is the first boss, or the first kind of boss encounter. Go on, tank, you can do it. And once we kill him, what's going to happen is a bunch of enemies are going to be dropping off that, that mine shaft up there. And it's going to be easy stuff. Some of them apparently are going to teleport in as well. But they're not elite type enemies, so we can easily just kill them. So for the most part, this is just like, everyone just do whatever you want to do. No one really cares, just as long as you're killing enemies, it doesn't matter. The healer's going to want to kind of keep everybody within his line of sight so he can get heals down. But it's not going to prove too tough here. And if the tank wants, he's actually doing a pretty good job here, rounding them all up, hitting them with his overpower, so that he can hit as many of them in one shot, which is pretty good. I like that. I mean, you might as well tank them, if you can. Wait, what's happening down here in the chat? Question marks referring to Kuro, because Kuro is, what? Oh, I don't know, something about this person here. Whatever. We're basically just hitting whoever. It's probably good if we take out the flambeau, because he will self-destruct and do actually some pretty serious damage. In fact, I think if you get hit by those self-destruct, you'll actually just die. Unless you're like a beefed up tank. So let's make sure we take them out here as quick as possible. That'll do it. So far everything's great. And eventually the actual boss drops down, which is just another giant. We'll get behind him and just DPS him down. Get our crit going. Get behind him. Alright. First boss done. Pretty simple. Did we get anything here? We got some boots, but they're exactly what we have already. So it doesn't really matter. We don't need them. Okay. These errant souls, they are... What is happening in this chat? These errant souls are simple, but they do have a little AoE attack that they'll do. If I remember right, I think so. So we'll try to keep our stun ready to go so we can actually try to block it. Okay, well he's not using the AoE, so maybe I was wrong about that. I thought that these guys were AoE, but looks like probably not. Don't do it. Is she wearing the, Oh, ethereal ash mask. Okay. It's pretty good. You keep slapping her. Just trying to get a rise, I guess. Typically, you'll want to focus down the errant souls first, but it doesn't really matter. And actually, if they don't have an AoE attack like I think they do, then it doesn't matter at all. In fact, it looks like the Spriggan has an AoE attack. Alright, taken out. Pick up this powder. Oh, it holds... Alright, I remember. Okay, we gotta go pick up the stuff. So we'll come over here. Basically, there's a fight in each room, and we can pick up more blasting powder or whatever it's called. Get on the other side. Yeah, I'm liking this tank so far, though. He's doing a good job. Okay, probably the soul. Oh, the big crit there. There we go. 6 ounces. So it's pretty interesting. So far, every single group we've done has had competent players. Except this Dat Boy guy is being kind of silly. And it does look like we are splitting our damage up right now. Alright, he's dead. There we go. Where are you going? Alright, we've cleared this area. So now we can go blow a hole in the wall and move on to the next area. Oh, we're actually going to be doing this boss. So this boss is probably the first one that has a mechanic that if you don't know what it is, then you're probably going to end up like, screwing things up for a little bit until you finally figure it out. Essentially, we just need to have the tank this enemy and hit the blasting cap so that it blows up the Icarus Ire. So once you hit the blasting cap, it's going to do its self-destruct thing in a minute. You don't want to kill it. A lot of times you'll get like a new DPS who will come in and he'll just kill the blasting cap. And if you do that, then you're going to be in for a bad time. Your party's not going to like you. If we stand over here, we will be able to intercept some ads that will try to spawn in. But also, we have to wait for this to refresh. Once this refreshes, yeah, Bug Girl knows what's up. She will summon the blasting cap. He went on me, so I'm going to come here by the tank, let the tank pick him up, and then I'll come over here and take care of this Spriggan. This Spriggan is here solely... Oh, stop. Solely to try to kill the blasting cap. So if we take him out, he won't be able to kill the blasting cap, and then boom. We only have to do this one more time. The tank basically just has to make sure all of the green blobs stay on him, and the blasting cap as well has to stay on him. So there, now Bug Girl can go ahead and summon another blasting cap, which again got aggroed to me by mistake, which is probably my fault for standing a bit close, but that's fine. And now we can go ahead and kill the Spriggan. Is my gear condition bad right now? So now that everything is small, we can actually kill them. In case it wasn't obvious, if you attack the Icarus Ire before it gets this tiny, you just don't do any damage. So you have to actually bring it to this point. But that was beautifully executed by everybody on the team. So great stuff, everybody. And we can go and move on to the next area. So that's 2 bosses done. Wow, we're actually going through this pretty quick. We're already in the final area. We'll follow our tank around. He's going to skip some fights as well. I mean, that's obviously going to make things a little bit quicker. Stay behind our enemy. Just DPS him down. Try to give you guys a good camera angle. Sometimes I like to get like all cinematic when I'm in a battle that doesn't involve too much movement. I'll move the camera angle around and try to show you guys like a good angle. Even if I'm not recording, I'll do it. It's just something that I've done. There we go. I don't know if I'm fighting the right guy right now. It looks like our DPS is like mega split. I have no idea who he wants us to be killing first. Probably that living fossil. But at this point, we've gone way too deep here. I've actually, you know what, that was probably my fault the entire time. I basically just decided that that was the guy he was hitting from the beginning, but I was wrong the entire time, so I ended up even pulling threat off of him and then having to tank some of that damage. My mistake. I should have paid a little bit more attention. I had a bad camera angle though, which is funny considering I was just like talking about that, but I couldn't really see who was taking the most damage. This tank is moving around like crazy. Okay, who's next? Small guy. I believe anyway, although now it doesn't look like it. What's going on here? Fine, we'll hit the big giant then. There we go. Fights are getting a tiny bit hectic. Alright, let's actually pay attention here. Who is he gonna hit? Who is he targeting? The Hippo Surf. Or Hippo Surf. Okay, what happened? Did someone go pull the boss? Slaves, no more! Free! Free! I'm breaking out of the walls. As mentioned at the beginning of this episode, it looks like the people who are working this mine had dug a little too deep and actually freed the giants who were slaved under the mines. And they stayed alive for 300 years. Yeah, I don't know. Someone ran in there. So that person's probably gonna die. She ran in there? Did she run in there and leave? I don't think so. Well, yeah, let's see if we can get in there. Okay, I have no idea what's happening here. We got sealed out of the boss room. And she's in there by herself. Oh, now it's no longer sealed. Okay. That was pretty bad about my damage buff there. These are not worth it. Is she in there fighting? What? She's tanking the boss, but the thing is now there's actually a mechanic here. Oh! Oh my god! She ran out, now she's out. What even happened here? This is just crazy. We're gonna wipe. There's nothing we can do. We're gonna wipe. We don't have a healer anymore. He can't heal through the barrier. So I'm just kind of doing my best here. No. I'll do it, guys. Don't worry. I'm the best. I should use my limit break. That'd be hilarious. No. 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 Let me... Alright, we got KO'd. That was the first time we ever got KO'd all game. That was awkward. I guess things like that are going to happen from time to time. I don't know if that was just a mistake or what. I think the girl probably just thought we were running in there, but instead he decided to actually go get one of the treasure chests. Oh no, I'm gonna have to be careful here because we did not pull all the enemies. That was funny though. I'm not gonna get too bent out of shape over it. Just have to make sure not to pull any of these guys, and we should be able to get to the boss safe and sound. Oh, what is happening here? She says, hey, you guys did great. Oh, we tried. Let's all get in here. Oh, what? You can't flex in this game? How did I not even know that? I should have known that. Alright. Real boss time now. So this guy does have a mechanic where he was going to go and try to break his buddies out of these walls. But honestly, all we have to do is just keep damaging him. You can totally ignore that mechanic. All you have to do is just stay on top of him, pour all of your DPS into him, and you'll kill him before anything bad happens. So we don't have to worry too much about any of that. Get a crit in there. But the thing is, if any of the other enemies actually does, or any of our other party members actually does try to like attack these little dudes, then it might actually lower our DPS to the point where now we actually do have to worry about it. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case here, though. It's a decent mechanic. All the game developers would have to do is just have them break the wall faster, and then we actually have to deal with it. Because he frees one guy, actually it looks like two guys now, and they sort of break out and then they go try to break more walls, so more guys end up coming. Can I even see what's happening here? Where are they? Yeah, see, they're trying to free another dude over there. And then eventually it'll be actually like a hard fight. But the issue is it takes so long for it to actually happen that it doesn't matter. Yeah, see, they spend so much time trying to break down that wall. It's not a big deal. Alright, we're gonna get our damage buff up. We're gonna hit our limit break. Boom. Do some damage. And take him out. We'll even use our free crit to do it. Boom! Oh, he's not dead. Yeah, see, it took us a little while. Some of those guys were getting pounded on there for a bit. But we survived the Copperbell mines. And the giants will never, ever be a problem ever again. And we had some laughs as well. That was pretty funny. You guys were great. Alright, let's give the tank the commendation. He deserved it. And... nope, that is not good for us still. I already have it. Alright, well, pass then. Hey, I got 2 commendations. Look at that. Awesome. Well, that was cool. I wonder if it was because of the whole scene of me trying to escape the barrier and just jumping and dying. That could have done it, honestly. You gotta make your team like you. Alright, we gotta go back to the quicksand and turn in this quest, and then that'll do it for this episode. So yeah, so it's been a lot of fun. We're finally finished all 3 intro dungeons now, and there's actually going to be another one that's going to be available for us to do now because we are high enough level. Once we get over to that area, I'll accept the quest to unlock it, and we'll do that one in its own video. Because not all dungeons are mandatory for the story, but most of them are. So the good news is, okay, you know what? What do you have for me? Available for limited time only. Oh, is this like some... oh, it's this Yokai Watch thing. Okay, decline. Apparently Yokai Watcher, there's a game for like the Nintendo DS that Square is part of, and they're sort of doing like a cross-promotion thing, which is fine. I knew there was something about that quest though, but it's not anything that I'm interested in. Alright, Painted Mesa. What is this? Into a Copper Hell. There's going to be an instance here, really. Ah, the Conqueror of Copperbell returns. Thanks to you, our mining operations can resume, and Ulda will have the materials she needs to rebuild. The entire nation's in your debt, friend. I'll share the good tidings with Papa Sean the next time I see him. As for you, you'll want to report to Momodi. It'll do the woman well to see you alive and in one piece. Okay. Did we really need an instance for that? Something's gonna happen. No! Okay, I remember this part. Shut your mouth, you thieving little swine. You stole from me. Don't even think to deny it. Please, sir, I didn't steal nothing. I bought this. Paid for it with me own coin. What rot. You refugees are all the same. Couldn't afford a maggoty mole meat, much less a choice cut of dodo. I'm going to say it one more time. Give back what you stole, or I'll make you wish you never set foot in this town. By rights, I should turn you over to the brass blades, you know. Help keep the streets safe for law-abiding citizens. But I'm a reasonable man. If you agree to serve me in whatever capacity I require, the authorities needn't hear of your crime. Really? But I ain't done nothing wrong. 12 is me witness. Well, it's actually a damsel in distress. Nobody's willing to help, but of course we are here to save the day. Please, adventurer, help me, I beg of you. I swear on me mother's grave I didn't steal nothing. I bought this with me coin I'd saved. I only wanted to treat me children to a decent meal. Okay. Don't worry, we're here. And who the hells are you? Oh wait, and who the hells are you when you're at home? This dog's master? I've had enough of this mummer's farce. You lot, teach them a lesson. Okay, well it looks like the episode's not going to be finished yet. Go ahead and finish this up. I just killed a giant in the Copperbell mines. You really think you guys are going to pose any sort of threat to me? Here we go. I'll take care of this. The rest of you can watch. Alright. I wish you luck, sir. It's not going too well for you. Should have stopped at the 7th ale. Now he wants a hand. Alright, bring it in. Pop our defensive cooldown here. Take this guy out. Get the crit on that, and we'll move over to this guy. Actually, we'll move over to the DPS. The mage here should be easier to kill. Oh yeah, look at that. Totally easy. This guy's got more armor and a shield, you can tell, so save him for last, because he's also doing the least amount of damage. I'm regenerating health faster than they can actually do damage to me. Easy mode. Get down. You got beat by a little boy. I'm like half your size. I ain't getting paid enough for this. See ya. Hey, where the hell do you think you're going? Thank you, kind adventurer. Thank you thrice over. Uh-oh. The game is conspiring against me to keep this episode much longer than I meant it to be. You guys are seeing this yourself. This ain't my fault. Well, it's not like a 20-minute crystal cutscene. So we're using our crystal powers to be able to see what happened. I'd swear there were more refugees than when I last looked. And you wouldn't be mistaken. But it's been 5 years since the calamity. Why are they only coming here now? It's simple, really. While a number of hamlets survived the immediate aftermath of the calamity, many were no longer able to support their communities. The residents found their lands had either been rendered barren or cut off from trade routes, and problems like those aren't easily solved. Though they tried to make the best of it, it was only a matter of time before they were forced to abandon their homes and seek new life in the city. Yeah, simple. I see. But the calamity affected the whole realm, didn't it? Is the same thing happening in other cities? If the talk is true, yes. Though perhaps our situation is more pronounced. Ul'dah has a reputation for being prosperous, so it's natural that the refugees would try their luck here first. My heart goes out to them, it truly does, but I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't apprehensive. I hope their presence doesn't foment lawlessness in the city. Well, if things do take a turn for the worse, we always have the immortal flames. I dare say the brass blades would welcome their help. The heroes who fought the Garlean Empire patrolling the streets for riffraff? It may well come to that. Impoverished and desperate as they are, you may be sure that some of the refugees will turn to crime. You know what this place is like. If you've no coin, you've no hope. Sigh, what will become of our city? Not all refugees are bad, mind you. Some are able to find employment and lead honest lives. Dodo tenderloins. Get your Dodo tenderloins. Guaranteed cheapest in Thanalan. So she is buying them. Thank you for your custom, madam. Please come again. So that whole thing was just like proof so that we can see that she did buy the meat. Looking around, you'd think that Ul'dah was well on its way to recovery. But peer through the veil of prosperity and you see no end to the misery and suffering. So a little cutscene to let us know that, yeah, Ul'dah is a nice place. And what we're seeing is everything looks fine, but you just want to... The game wants us to know that, you know, there's still issues to solve ever since the calamity. It's not like we're getting near the end of the game yet, that's for sure. Sir, are you alright? Yeah, I just had a psychic vision. Don't worry. Happens all the time. Well, what now? You mean to threaten a defenseless citizen? What? Saw her buy the meat, you say? That's absurd. Aye, as did I. Leave the poor woman alone, you damnable vulture. Who said that? Some random person in the crowd, I guess. Grrr, I will overlook this, but just this once. See you later. God bless the adventurer. If you hadn't come along when you did, who knows what the monster might have done. I don't bear thinking about. Okay. So that should do it now. It's a little odd. I feel like that could have been tied to like a different quest, like the quest that was right after the mines. But instead it seems like it was attached to the same one. Case closed. Oh, it's you again, Ida. Hello. We've been keeping a close eye on you ever since you left Gridania. You discharged your duty as envoy impeccably and never once faltered in the face of myriad dangers. But more importantly, you were always ready to help those in need, even if you didn't stand to earn a gil by doing so. You are possessed of all the qualities we seek in an adventurer. Of this we are convinced. Even if you were kind of dragged into that business with the dodo meat. Yes, thank you, Ida. Ahem. And then there's the matter of your gift. I dare say you are curious as to the nature of the vision you bore witness to moments ago. Well, we can help you to understand it. You're not the only one with that power, you know. We have a friend who has it too, and we'd love for you to meet her. And meeting her is only the beginning, for we would also have you lend your strength to our cause. In return, we should be glad to assist your adventuring endeavors in whatever way we are able. Should you decide to take us up on our offer, I sincerely hope you will. Pray speak with Momodi. The proprietress at the Quicksand is a good friend of ours. She will tell you where to find us. Goodbye! Wait a minute. We haven't even told you the name of our order. We're the Scions... I think it's Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Defenders of Justice. Oh, but don't tell anyone. Except for Momodi. She knows already. Okay. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Okay, so that's going to cut it for this episode. It's already gone on much longer than I expected. The last one was pretty long as well. I promise you guys I don't plan on having every single episode be this long. It's just that sometimes it just happens. So I hope you guys are enjoying so far. As always, leave any comments in the comment section below to let me know what you guys think. If there's something that I'm doing you'd like me to do a little bit differently. If there's a specific part of the game you know about and you think I don't know about it, then let me know. If there's something very specific you want me to do, I'll definitely consider it. So I hope you guys are enjoying, and I'll see you guys next time.